Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Wendy.
And welcome to the Toasted Marshmallow Adventures Podcast. Today in our new studio in Boise, we have Ula Vamps with us today. Thank you so much for being here today on the podcast. We're excited to have you. So, let's get now. It's Ula Vamps, not Vamp.
It's plural.
It is Ula Vamps because it's the Vamps is supposed to be. It's not doesn't refer to vampires. As cool as I think vampires are, which I think everyone can agree they're cool. It's Vamps as in to vamp, like the old school definition of a dangerously sexy woman who was always trying to attract the attention of men, and that's
Ula
my
Vamps
persona. Yeah, Ula Vamps a lot, and that's why on my Instagram it's Ula Vamps a lot because my character, my persona, is always trying to attract.
So the
people.
Vamps is a verb.
Yes, it is. It's a verb.
Yes.
You got to have a verb last name.
Means you're doing things.
Yes, it does. It sure does.
So we have you on here. Now you do burlesque and cabaret style music. Is that correct?
Yes. Actually, my main focus is singing. That's what if I was going to rate myself.
Songwriter, music.
Singer,
player,
songwriter,
musician.
and musician.
Okay.
Musician. But I do write the lyrics to original songs. My focus is trying to work on my original cabaret jazz songs. And every once in a while, I hearken back to my old days of doing burlesque. Every once in a while, I do that. And a lot of my songs have lyrics that have kind of burlesque connotations. I'm really trying to bring back the whole art of the double entendre lyrics and everything, because that's what I'm all about.
I read you're a big fan of that.
Yes.
The double entendre.
Yes, I am. And so I'm really one of the people I'm trying to emulate. I don't know how familiar you guys are with her. Ruth Wallace was her name, and she was a famous cabaret singer back in the 60s. You might recognize the songs what she's most famous for was the song Boobs. You gotta have boobs to impress businessmen and rubes. Like lots of drag queens perform to it. You might have heard it and it's just a ridiculously silly, fun song. And when I had heard it, I just said, "Oh my goodness, this is this is what I'm meant to do. I need to write more songs like this. Why are people not writing more songs like this?" And she was actually pretty successful back then as well. And one of the other ones she did, which was more of it was called "Queer Things Are Happening." You've probably heard that too.
No,
I haven't heard that
things
one either.
are happening to me. So, and it was ahead of its time, basically talking about gay culture. Taking on a subject in the cabaret and in the clubs that people didn't really want to at that time. That was really cutting edge of her as well.
Yeah. So when did you get your start doing this?
How did you start? In Seattle, right?
I did start. Yes, I was in Seattle. I've recently moved. I've been here about a year now. Yes, about a year, and I was living in Seattle for the last 15 years before that. And although I've sung in one way or another, off and on, different styles over the years, nothing too professional or anything like that. With COVID, I actually decided I was having a whole bunch of anxiety. Actually, it's kind of personal. I've struggled off and on with anxiety over my life. And of course, with the COVID, the start of it, where we all were, it was just a horrible place.
Yeah.
And I was really having more trouble than I'd had in a long time. And I decided, well, I need to do something. So I think I'll start singing again. I said, I'll just start. Yeah.
Wow.
I said, this will be a way if I really focus my energy on something that's positive and get into it, it should help me because anytime I start getting that anxiety, I can just focus on this or writing a song or something. And I also thought the twofold idea that maybe it would help some other people if I do some positive song, bring in some silly ridiculousness.
Yeah.
So with COVID was pretty much when I started the whole concept of Ula Vamps, and I researched and decided exactly what I wanted to do with her, and created the character and everything like that. And so it hasn't been very long, and I started writing the original songs at that point. And I did have a guy in Seattle that was a composer and drummer who wrote the original backing tracks, but they were pretty basic. So at this point, I'm having my band. I actually now have a band called the Midnight Scamps. So
I saw that.
Ula Vamps and her Midnight Scamps, because they're a little bit naughty too, of course. So they're helping me to kind of rewrite it make them a little more full-on songs as well, too. Yeah. Super excited about that.
But you had something going with your sister, right?
Yes, and for people who don't know, I'm an identical twin.
I know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm an identical twin. I'm really sad my
discovered
sister's
that.
in Seattle. Yes, and we used to perform together. We did burlesque for a little while when the first burlesque revival happened in Seattle back in like the early 2000s. We were the Titillation twins.
Yes.
Although it should have been the
that.
no titillation, the assolation or something. I mean, at the time, trust me, based on our anatomy, it should have definitely been more. But at the time, it was still a cute name. And yeah, we did that for a couple years and it was really fun.
But so just went around to clubs or?
Yeah, we did. We performed with a few troops back then, like Sinner Saint and there's a few troops we'd perform guest performance with.
Was that burlesque or was that like cabaret?
It was more burlesque, singing burlesque, though. We always focus a little more on the singing because both of us are dancing. I mean, it can be funny.
I got a dancing question for you. Something I read online.
Because dancing and us, I mean, we were okay. I feel like I could, if I really wanted to work at this is one of the things that if I really worked at it, I could probably be okay. But yeah it's not. My mom was a ballet dancer too. Our mom, she was a professional ballet dancer for a little while and teacher. And so we obviously got our father's genes. He's a historian.
Cool.
But my sister, just to finish up about my sister, she is a filmmaker, a documentary filmmaker in Seattle, although we recently worked together on it was a little online series called Tassels and Tales.
Yes,
there was
I read
a historical, it was basically anything about showgirl history. We took a few topics about like pasties, the history of pasties, and did an episode, and she would research the history and I would write a song about it. So I had a song, nipple pasties, sparkling all the right places. It's very 1920s because, yes.
Do you wish you had grown up in a different era
or yes.
time?
I'm one of those people. I'm one of those annoying people that are like,
it's not annoying. I think it's cool.
I think it annoys some people.
No, I think it's
the
cool.
20s, I definitely think, I mean, I did mention this once to a lady, though, and she said, why would you want to live then? They didn't have washing machines. I was, our fantasy idea of the 1920s, I think is quite different.
Yes.
If we could take the good and not have all the bad.
Yeah.
But yes, I do feel like I fit into that time period. I love the 60s, as you can tell from my look as well. I really love the early 60s as well.
Is that how you got into this? Your love of just like that era?
Yes, I think that was part of it, is that my husband and I actually both have dressed retro we've been more into like the whole retro scene for a while and just dressing up and things like that. And I think it did kind of come about from that. I said, well, I have to do something that's a little more retro. And I also feel like I want to bring a little bit of that retro sassy feeling, like the double entendre thing, back to our culture. Because I will say I have no problem. It kind of, when I listen to things like WAP, I think we all know what that means. I don't know whether I should say it, but when I watch stuff like, I'm like, okay, it's creative, I have nothing against people doing things like that, but I said, well, I got to balance it out. I want people to work a little bit harder to find the meaning, like hidden. I like to hide the meaning. The overtness, I feel like, is something that our society
things are just kind of laid out.
Yeah, they are. They're really like, it's all out there. I'm like, no, I think people should really have to listen and get in there. Wait, did she just say?
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean, just let's make our audience work on it like they did in the old days.
Yeah, when things weren't all, there were secrets, even though everybody knew there were secrets.
Yes, it's
back
true.
in the old days. Yeah, we didn't talk about everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we first saw you at the Comedy Fest last year. So that must have been around when you first got here.
You were playing the ukulele.
I remember that. Yes, you played the ukulele.
I have one song on the ukulele. That was another one of my COVID promises, though, that I would learn an instrument. I did learn enough I learned the 3 chords to play the one song to make I did create one song out of it, though, which I'm proud of myself. It's called Rum and Rumba, which is all about because I'm really into the whole beach life, the tropical themed retro beach life thing as well. And rum ain't bad either, So I had to write a song about that. But yeah, the ukulele, I haven't really been working on it lately. It's still on my list, though.
I thought we were going to get a song today.
I thought it was going to be the two of you.
I'll have to do...
I could play the chords.
One of these days.
I could play the chords. Yeah. I don't sing, though. But yeah, I can play all the chords. Well, most of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to have to bring you up on stage next time. If you're watching, I'm going to be like, you
play,
get
yeah,
up here.
Right. I'd probably do it. Yeah.
All right. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Been dying to get on stage with my ukulele.
All right.
In fact, there's 2 or 3 ukuleles in the Nampa studio, and when we decided to open this one,
I was like, I got to get a new ukulele for it.
I was like,
of course. I get that.
Apparently don't understand the ukulele thing because he's like, I need a totally new
there's
ukulele.
There's a thing actually called UAS. It's Ukulele Acquisition Syndrome.
That's what you have.
You have it or no?
Not as bad as some people that I see. They have 10, 20 ukuleles or more.
You only play one at a time, right?
Yeah.
But you want to switch sometimes.
Yeah.
Different occasions to match your outfit.
Exactly.
Different sounds.
Me,
I have 2 that have a high G on it and 2 with a low G on it. So
That's
that one
super
has
cool.
a low G. So yeah, there are different sounds. And
Yeah.
So and one's an acoustic electric. So that one's fun to
Nice.
plug in sometimes.
Yeah.
Have a little
First
effects.
ever at 40-something learning an instrument.
Yeah.
So
This is your first instrument.
First instrument,
ever?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Okay, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Seriously.
you. Yeah,
To give you
so-
a pat on the back.
So yeah, learning from nothing has been a
Yeah,
challenge.
that's-
Now, after like 2 years, music theory is starting to click.
Yay!
Before it was just learning chords to play songs, but actually
Yeah.
understanding it.
Yeah.
and struggling
yeah.
with giant fingers
Oh.
on a ukulele. Like, look at
Yeah,
that
you
No,
hand.
you're right. I was going
Yeah.
to say, how did you choose the ukulele? Then? No, I'm just wondering, why did it...
The story
you, or-
is, so I always have wanted to learn an instrument.
Yeah.
I've just never gotten around to it or taken the steps to do it.
Yeah.
So I was out driving. I was doing DoorDash at the time, and
okay, yeah.
was driving by this American Music in Caldwell, and they had on their marquee it said, buy a month of lessons, get a free ukulele.
Oh, wow.
And,
I wish I
yeah.
would have seen that.
And so I was driving past this for a couple days,
Yeah.
and I was like, I should go in. So I told myself if the next day, if I got a delivery near this music store, that was going to be a sign that it was time for me to go in and do it. So I got a delivery like right across the street from the music store the next day. I was like, well, I have to fucking go in. I told myself I was going to do it. Yeah.
You made a promise, so then you had to.
Yeah, so that's what happened. I went in, I signed up, I got the ukulele. My first lesson was a few weeks from when I purchased it. Oh, no, I think it was about a month because we were going on a trip to Oregon. During that trip to Oregon, that's when COVID happened.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes. That was
And
crazy.
so my first few ukulele lessons were over FaceTime.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, did you feel like you could learn still?
You actually can learn pretty well over FaceTime. Yeah, I do like the in-person better, but yeah, I learned some basics from FaceTime the first like, 4 episodes or so.
And I mean,
so.
we were doing zero at
I
that
know,
point.
right at that point,
Yeah.
it's like,
shut down. Yeah.
Exactly.
So he was all excited. I got a FaceTime.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So-
For sure. For sure.
That's how I got into it. Yeah, and I've been going to lessons for 2 years now.
That's awesome, though. Seriously,
Yeah,
that
it's really
determination is great. I need a little bit of your determination on
Yeah.
that front.
Well, you have all these other things.
Well, I have 2 kids, 2 young
Oh,
kids,
yeah.
which is the main thing that takes up because I have a 3-year-old boy
gosh.
who's a tornado,
Wow.
of course,
Yeah.
and a 7-year-old girl.
Wow.
So yes, and I also do massage part time as well, which I've done for 15 years, and I love it. It's something I just really enjoy, being able to help people out. So
yeah.
I think I'm probably going to keep doing that as long as I can, as long as my body will let me.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you bring your own table, the whole thing?
No, I actually am an employee of a
okay.
place. Yeah, I'm an employee at Natural Choices Body Works in Meridian, it's really nice, low key, small place, but
Nice.
nice and spa like, and yeah. I like having. I've worked at the big spas in the past. I mean, and it's stressful.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me just say, they make it pretty stressful, and so this is very low key, low
Oh,
stress, and
nice.
that's what I need because that helps me transfer that stress freeness to my
Yeah,
clients.
exactly.
Which is what they all
Yeah,
want,
if you're
right?
tense, you're like,
I know.
You wanted
I
a
mean,
deep
sometimes I know. Sometimes, yeah, because
Yeah.
people really want the deep work happen. You know? Yeah, it's
So
fun.
you moved to Boise. What was the decision? I mean, I would feel like Seattle would be it. You know?
Yeah, well, the thing about the thing about
just
moving
too
from
much?
Seattle, partially it's just very. We lived in Everett actually. We
Okay.
were living in Everett, which is for people who don't know is 30 miles north
Yeah.
of Seattle, and to be honest, the traffic is so bad there to get anywhere.
It's horrific.
It's really tough. It would have been really tough for me to get to gigs as well.
Yeah.
But the decision was really more started by my husband, who is from that area. He's from Redmond, Washington, and he just he never lived anywhere else. He's from there,
Oh,
just
wow.
always wanted to live somewhere else, and we kind of wanted something smaller.
Mhm.
Even with
the growth.
yeah,
We're
I
still
mean, we
smaller.
knew that we're like maybe we have 10 good years hopefully before. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we really just were a little bit tired of the big city
Yeah.
thing, which I think a lot of people are feeling that. 'cause
Yeah.
it's just
It's
it was
limiting.
just Everett's not the safest place either, to be honest. I mean, I know people talk about Nampa. I mean, I
Yeah.
live in Nampa, and I know people might say stuff, but still compared to like where I was living in Everett, it's
Feels
it's
safe.
a
Yeah.
lot safer.
We have an illusion of safety.
Yeah, exactly. I like my
It's
illusion.
safe. I mean, I came from the Bay Area in
Oh
California.
yeah, so you
Vallejo.
know how it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely much
Yeah.
safer.
And I moved from Federal Way, Washington,
Oh my gosh!
in '93
Whoa, I know
because
about
I couldn't
Federal Way.
handle the traffic
Oh,
in
yeah.
'93. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
that's in
It's
Federal
brutal.
Way they called it felony way.
Yes.
You know, I don't know.
Yes.
So yeah, we just decided we were gonna do it. We looked for. I mean, my husband had a friend he used to work with. We came and visited him first to check it out and
Yeah.
make sure it was somewhere we wanted to live, and we really liked. I love the sunshine. I can't stand that. I mean, I
the
know there's some
gloomy.
people who love the rain and the overcast, like my husband.
Yeah.
Can't stand it. I
No.
really feel like
very
people
depressing.
need all these sunshiny days they have here, and
Yes.
I'm very appreciative of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's actually, I mean, as far as there's a super good burlesque scene here too. I
Mhm.
mean, there's a really good burlesque scene, very supportive, community-based burlesque scene, and I'm just trying to kind of figure out where I fit in with that.
Yeah.
Because I do jazz as well with my band. We do jazz standards. We're just getting to the point where we can play out with doing the jazz standards as well. But it's kind of like, since I do something that's a little bit different, of course, I mean, here at the lounge, that's
Of
always
course.
welcome.
Yeah.
I love
definitely.
the lounge.
I feel like everyone's welcome
Yeah.
at the
Yes,
lounge.
which is great because
Yeah.
it's an opportunity for all sorts of interesting,
Yeah.
interesting things to happen. And I do hope eventually to add a little more of the comedic aspect to it as well. And
Okay.
the one thing is stand-up comedy does make me a little nervous. I don't know. There's something
Yeah.
about it. I love singing
I would
on
think
stage.
it's terrifying.
But
Yeah.
you know,
And because you're waiting for like
yes,
some,
I know.
hopefully a positive response.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm like,
and if it's
that's
dead
one thing.
silence,
Yeah.
you're
No,
like,
right?
all right.
I'm
Mhm.
like, that's one thing I would like to at least be able to work on to do in between my songs a little more. of the
Oh,
banter.
yeah.
I don't really want to be one of those people who just goes from song to song. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just not for me.
Mhm.
I want a little more character driven and
Yeah.
comedic driven.
And
so.
that's not something you could practice at an open mic, really.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I
Yeah.
might try to.
Yeah, just-
just show up and
Yeah.
see what people are like. What is that?
I mean, they
What is
have,
going on?
Yeah.
You have the comedians that are musical comedians like
true.
Bo Burnham and things like that. They Garfunkel and Oates and who are hilarious.
I need to watch some of these people.
yeah,
then, 'cause-
watch some of them, and
yeah,
they have
and
some
learn something.
great
'cause,
like
yeah.
music comedy. So
Yeah.
Weird Al.
Oh, yeah.
I love Weird Al. I'm going to see Weird Al.
Oh,
actually,
are you
January
really?
6th. I saw him once before, but it was like we were really far away, and so hopefully we will be
Yeah.
able to.
Where's
he
he
just puts on
playing?
an amazing show. Oh gosh, I'm
Not-
sorry, I
not
can't
here.
remember. It is in Boise.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
he's coming
Morrison
to the
Center?
Morrison Center.
Oh,
I
it is
think.
the Morrison
cool.
Center. I was
so,
trying
yeah.
to remember
That's a
exactly where it
great
is, but
spot.
But man, he does the whole. Just a great performer, and I've always loved his brand of parody. I mean, he's a genius. I love polka music too, actually. Love the accordion, love polka music. So I'm totally enamored to be seeing him again. Excited for him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think by the time I looked up tickets, they were all like over $300.
Yeah, we had to get them like right away. I mean, we made sure just because my husband's like, okay, you just got to get it. Like, I know it's like more than we were wanting to spend, but he's like, okay, just got to get it. We know it's going to go up.
We're not going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you heard of actually Bridget Everett? Do you know? She is like.
No.
She's a stand-up comedian who does funny songs, too, comedic songs as well. And she just got a series on Netflix. Someone Somewhere, it's called, actually. Someone Somewhere. Okay. But she's very. I watched some of her stuff, and it's way more. I guess I'd say a little more out in your face, a little more vulgar. I guess I'd say is her thing. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah, very, very funny. Definitely, I think someone you guys should check out.
Yeah, we will.
She was in the cabaret scene in New York. She was one of these people who couldn't fit into anywhere, didn't fit into any of these, and now she's very successful, with a Netflix show and just like booming. So someone, you wouldn't really. Very interesting story behind her. So in her 40s. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. We always love that.
Yeah, in your 40s or 50s. Yeah, like you're doing stuff. So are we.
How did you get into the Idaho Comedy Fest then? Oh, because you had jokes in between.
Well, that was just because my songs do have like a comedic element to them as well. But interestingly enough, how I even met Jen here at the lounge was I needed somewhere to film and act for an online show, and I saw that you could film here. Yeah. I saw that they rented it out, and I came down to film, and she's like, "Wait, I think we might be able to, we've been looking for a cabaret singer, like you."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh wow, this is fortuitous," and and it was great. So. Just because I knew it was going to be a little bit more challenging, like I said, with trying to figure out what venues my music will fit into as well. So, still working on some of that. Yeah.
Now, are you going to be in this year's Idaho Comedy Fest?
I haven't talked to her yet about it. When is it?
I believe it's June.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she told us. I don't know if there's anything out about it yet.
I would love to. I mean, I would definitely love to. I have some new songs as well. And if I get myself over my little fear of doing more of the comedy, there's time to always work on that too, and have a little bit of comedy going on too. So, the next show we're going to be doing here is on the 1st, April Fool's Day.
Woo-hoo! Oh, okay.
After show, after the comedy show here at 9.
Oh, is that Mundeck?
Mundeck.
After
Am I
Mundeck.
saying that wrong? I've heard Moondeck.
I
I've
know,
heard
that's
Mundeck.
what I was going to ask you guys. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to say it wrong.
I think it's Mundeck.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen him, but
us too.
I didn't know how to say the name.
We don't
Yeah.
I think he might respond to both, or neither.
I don't want to say it wrong.
So you're the after show for his. I mean,
they're going to be filming that.
I think he's filming.
Yeah, that's what they're going to. I think they're attempting to put a special together for him
that's
from
what
that.
I heard.
Yeah,
that's so exciting.
Cool.
I know, it's so exciting. And you never know what'll happen on April Fool's. So.
Right.
Yes.
So how long is your show? And is it your band as well?
It's going to be with my band, the Midnight Scamps as well. And we're going to be doing all upbeat songs, like upbeat old rock and roll, as well as some of the original songs in there as well, and some just straight up comedy like songs as well too. Some old school comedy songs. My guitarist actually he's an interesting character. I met not long after I moved here. He lived in Japan for like 30 years, and he teaches Aikido, but he's also an amazing guitarist. And he wrote a bunch of comedy songs himself, so that's why we work so well together. But he has one that's called Sushi, Yucky Yucky Sushi. He has a song about.
I like that song.
Which is really, really, it's a cute song.
Yeah.
I like some sushi. That is not, but a lot of it, the texture. Sorry.
Chris loves it.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
So you wouldn't probably want that
I'm
song.
I'm the one person. I always feel like I'm the one human that does not care for sushi.
Yeah. I've tried. We've gone out for
it's
it.
a texture thing.
It is.
Some
it's
of
like
it.
too wet.
Yeah, it's just like
too sloppy. be in my mouth.
Yeah, just like I don't know. If you put enough other stuff around it, I'm okay. But when it's just a giant piece of raw fish, I'm sorry. I know I try. I know that's not very Seattle of me coming from Seattle.
I know, right?
It's very popular there, but that's all I can do.
I know. So did you meet your band all here?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't really.
And you formed it in a year? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So I was pretty happy about that. I mean, definitely, I've never sung with a band before, actually.
Oh, okay.
I actually used to do electronic music. When I first had to decide what I wanted to do, there's two halves at me at war, basically, like the side that loves dance music, electronic music, and the side that loves retro. So they're so opposite a dichotomy. It's like, it's interesting trying to combine those. But I thought, okay, you're 44. Like, do we really want to be doing gigs at 3 a.m? No.
I know.
That was kind of the deciding factor. I was like, it's like, I know you could get into electronic music,
Yeah.
Because I want to be awake.
But because I do have a friend. I have a friend who she's a DJ still. She's been DJing for like, I don't know, 20 years or something. She's getting into her 40s now. And she dresses all Lolita. She has the little cute Lolita style. She does happy hardcore DJing. And the gigs I hear about from her, I'm like, no, thank you. I don't really want to be doing that. No, at this point, no. So I was like, okay, retro music. Here we go. I love them both equally, but I was like, that was one of the deciding factors.
Yeah. That's honestly one of the reasons why I was like, I could never be a stand-up comedian. I'm I'm in bed. I'm asleep by 10, like at the latest usually.
Oh, I know. Well, that's me. I mean, a lot of the time.
We can't be going out at 10.
No.
I'm sure you guys like me used up a lot of your going out though.
We did it.
Yeah, I'm sure you could tell me stories too.
Years
Me too. So I was like, I always tell people I used up a lot of mine, like not sleeping for like 15 years.
Yeah,
sleep is like
and
a premium.
Like, yes, I need it. Like, yes, it's the top thing on there. But
I actually never thought I'd be like that.
Me too. I know. Me either.
Now we're like, with our Apple Watch, we're like, we got 6 hours of whatever, I was trying for 8.
Oh yeah, sleep.
Oh really? It keeps track.
It does. It tells you.
See, I don't know about all this technology. That's that's the other reason not to be in electronic music as much as you probably need to know technology a little better than I do.
This is a new thing to me.
So I read that you are a professional break dancer, popping and locking.
Oh, gosh, no, I'm not a professional.
I added professional myself.
I was like, I don't know where you got the professional. I'm not sure where you got the professional part because I did do break dancing back in the day, though.
Okay.
I was one of the people that I did do break dancing and I did do pop and lock style dancing, but I don't really do it that much. I mean, I can do a little bit of it, but it's not going to be. I'm not going to be doing the head spins or handstand freezes anymore. Sorry. This lower half of me does not get up above anymore. Unless I was falling down from something that ain't happening anymore. But yeah, I can do the pop and locking. I can still do that.
Okay.
That's like, cool.
That's like in my body now. I probably can't get it out. But yeah, I did actually have a pretty cool for the burlesque show person competition last year, which I was in. I randomly decided to sign up for that because I thought, okay, this is a great way to get in the scene and meet people. It was pretty, and this is a note to myself, like if you sign up for any contest, you should probably know what you're doing ahead of time. Like this is like a note to myself, like please really do some more research and like do it before
so did you just show up?
Well, I mean, I basically just like showed up and I had no idea. And these other people, they had watched the one last year and knew, and I thought you just did challenges like on a day-to-day thing. No, you had to create a whole act every week and for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, with my kids and my other job, I'm like, I do not have the time and like the money to put into costumes. And I also, remember my dancing skills, you know? A little bit questionable. But I did do a really cool act where I was a robot in the beginning. I made a cool robot costume and did some pop and lock. That was my shining achievement.
Shining moment. Okay.
Of the contest. I lasted a few weeks and I was pretty much done at that point. I was like, okay. But it was a great experience. I think it's an awesome contest. I'm glad they do it. But yeah, note to self, like really do research on things. So that you really know what you're getting yourself in. I tend to be impulsive and jump in with like both feet.
Well,
hands, you know.
I think that's a good quality.
That is
Sometimes,
good. I mean, you do. Yeah, I mean,
but...
you learn a lot that way.
You do.
Learn to prepare.
Yes, exactly. As long as you're not embarrassed easily, I guess.
Yeah,
it's fine,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
And is your husband involved in some of this
no,
or none
not
of this?
at all. No, he pretty much he supports me in it, but you know he does not like singing or the stage.
Wow.
He did DJ back in our crazy days. He was a DJ
in Everett or Seattle area?
In Seattle area.
Cool.
He was a DJ for a little bit, but it made him so nervous. I mean, this isn't anything against him. Some people I understand. He just got stage fright so badly. Sometimes he'd like throw up before like every performance. He was so nervous, and so he decided after like about.
And it never went away.
Never went away. So he was like, I don't want to do this. It just
maybe it's not for me.
Yeah, this is not for me. So he probably is going to hate me if it's to know that I said that.
No.
He's going to be like, no.
Yeah.
We used to teach body combat, and Chris would be, and so you're on stage with the people that are going to, I would get I'm sweating. My hands are every single, like it never went away. We were teaching 2 or 3 times a week. Same thing. Can't breathe.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Yeah. And that's where he's coming from. So he just, I know when I tried to be like, well, don't you want to learn drums? Why don't you play drums for our band? Or, you know, he's like, no.
I'm actually good.
He's like, good on that. You know,
so but he supports you. I feel like that
he does.
important.
Yeah, he puts up with me.
Puts up with you, okay.
He knows he has a good thing.
Yeah.
So whenever he can, he'll come to my shows and things like. But he knows he's very much like the type of personality where he's kind of more easygoing and calm and just like everything the same. And I'm always like, ideas. I have all these ideas. How do you not have all these ideas? You know, like I'm writing down, I'm going to start this. And he's like, okay, good.
Right.
Like a million.
That's probably
it balances out because I need someone like. My first husband actually was more like me. He was a Leo too, and he was like
ideas,
a show person. Yeah, he also was really into breakdancing and just all over the place show person, and that just too much fire sign there if you're into that type of thing. It's creating an inferno.
So what does your husband do now?
Well, he works for Blue Cross right now. It's, not the most exciting job in the world. But
really perfect, though.
It pays the bills and insurance for the kiddos. So,
So
that's pretty much. He'll probably get back into playing hockey too. He loves hockey too. So he was a goalie in hockey when he was a kid, and then he realized that he wasn't going to grow any taller. Unfortunately, he got to 5'6" and was like, okay, I'm not going to play professional hockey.
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay, because he was pretty good, but size. Unfortunately, that is one of the things where size still matters. I mean, unfortunately, I know. Right?
Speaking of that, we need to get a hype button for.
No.
I know. I was like, whoa, okay. Where's this going? I mean,
well, at our Nampa studio, we have the hype button that is like the air horn sound. We got. I looked at it. We have to purchase one for this studio because
So is he happy? Are you guys both happy you moved here? I mean, how's it? Okay, good.
Except the one thing is my sister not living here for me.
And she won't.
Oh, she won't. No, she wants, with her filmmaking, she feels like she really has to be closer to in that community. I don't know. She likes big city more than we kind of switched. Like I used to be the one who liked big city more.
Yeah.
But twins do that. They kind of switch sometimes. Like she really misses performing though, and we still hope to do some more performing.
Oh my
together
God!
at some point.
Both of you at the lounge could be amazing.
I know it'd be so much fun too. Because when I visited her, she plays guitar too, so I don't have to learn. She does. She plays guitar, but she is also going to school right now to get her master's.
Oh wow!
So she is with her, and she has 2 kids.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, she might be a little bit.
Is that in filmmaking?
She explained to me what it's in. To be honest,
You're like, I don't know.
That I can't even like. It's something to do with sociological anthropology. So she's going to this university in Berlin. She looked for a very specific program. There is some elements of filmmaking in it, though. Like she was learning about sound. I know sound equipment, which yay, I know that's always helpful. But she was learning how to do that. She's also learning how to take pictures better, and so there must be some component. But she's also learning a lot about sociology and anthropology, and she wants to be like an expert in twins, specifically. Like she wants to go do TED Talks and things like that. She wants to be a paid.
And will you come with her?
I want to. I can write. She is the older twin. Too. I know she's the 5 minutes older twin. So
oh yes.
She always was the leader of us. I always used to say.
Is it just the two of you?
Yeah, it was just my mom couldn't have any more kids after us. So
are there other twins in your whole family?
Oh, it's kind of funny. I know. I thought both of us thought for sure we might have twins. You know, being a little older.
Yeah, I would think so.
You know, but I think it always skips a generation. I think it's really rare. We do know one set of twins that had triplets, but I don't know whether I think she might have gotten IVF or something like that. There might have been some other stuff going on.
Your kids might have twins.
I think my kids, I think there's more. But my husband's dad is also an identical twin.
Oh, wow. So, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's why we thought for sure. We're like, okay. Yeah. I mean, we're in trouble.
This is
happening.
We're having like 4 twins.
You know? I know, right? But nope, it didn't happen. I mean, thankfully, because like I said, going back to the sleep thing.
Yeah.
Sleep, so.
Is it overall cool being a twin?
It is. It is really. Yeah.
Did you ever switch off?
No, I know. We kind of regret that we didn't do. We were both really good
with
twins.
Boys.
Yeah, we didn't really. And we both liked very different types of boys back in like high school. So yeah, I don't know, there wouldn't have been any switching then, but yeah, I kind of regret that. I wish we would have maybe done a little bit of that,
a little crazy,
a little bit of that, because we do look a little less alike now. I mean, when we put our wigs on and everything, we look a lot more similar. We both keep our hair her hair is like longer.
Okay,
it's like reddish. It's kind of the color of this too, actually, but longer and redder. And her face is a little more wide. I have like the long face.
That's what I read.
There's usually one twin that has like if you ever wanted to, but if you look at pictures of us, of course, when we were younger, we look at pictures of us and we can't tell ourselves apart. So
really?
Sometimes we have to ask our mom. I mean,
that's
she's
crazy.
like,
who's this?
I don't know. That's weird. Let me think. No, it's cool being a twin though. We're trying to figure out a way we can manage to work together even long distance because
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
So she's in Germany?
Oh no, she's just taking the course. It's over the internet. She will go to Germany for some of that university. It'll be like next summer. We were trying to hatch up a plan to figure out a way to go because there's a really great cabaret scene in Germany. I mean, that's like the
sounds like you must have a trip.
And I was like, okay, if she's gone there already,
I think you can write the whole thing off.
Yes, I know, right?
Exactly.
I know, probably somehow, but so I would love to like get into the scene there and see what it's like over there too. Of course, who wouldn't, right?
That'd be really cool.
Never been there. I've been to Europe, but not to Germany, and that's actually our background is German. Like our maiden name was Kumaro. It means son of sorrow. Kumer is sorrow. They were undertakers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I know,
That's
fun last name, right?
But probably really interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get into that goth.
Yeah.
I did have a goth phase a little bit. Maybe those.
I see. I saw.
I saw a picture. Yeah, I saw a picture of you and your sister. Yeah, dressed up. You two look very alike.
Oh, really? I wonder what that was. Who knows?
Some write up on you. I think
burlesque.
It was an interview.
A
burlesque website.
Oh yeah. Well,
I forget the name of it.
Oh
burlesque
yeah. Yeah, Burlesque Galaxy, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great website that was started by a guy named Bradford Scobie out in New York, and just as a way to get the word out there about events and things like that, and to interview people in the whole burlesque community and things like that. So super cool. Yeah, definitely.
Have you been to New York?
Not as a performer. I mean, I went when I was a kid because I used to live I'm from Maryland. We're from Maryland actually originally. So of course we went there when we were kids. But other than that, I am kind of talking to some of the people over there in New York who are
Like,
hopefully
hey.
something I'll
Yeah.
hopefully I'll be able to get
Did
something
you
together.
connect with anybody from Stand Up New York? Went during the Idaho Comedy Fest?
No,
Oh,
I wish I should have. Now now you're giving me a
They'll
list
be
of
back.
things I know. Definitely should have for sure. That's But yeah, I just over Instagram I've been talking to some of the other jazz singers there.
Oh, cool.
And people in the scene up there. So hopefully I was trying to work out doing a collaboration with one of the other singers there as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. And I do have an old friend of the family who lives in Phoenicia, New York, like upstate New York, who runs a little independent music festival. It's more like folk oriented. I don't know whether I can barge in there with my
Heck yeah, you can.
Okay, this is
here's something a little different.
I know people will be like, I really
Did
would
she say
be
what
interested.
I think she said?
Yeah.
I have to see what the reaction
maybe
is.
do some melding of folk and burlesque
Oh yes,
cabaret.
folk burlesque. Yeah,
Start a whole new genre. Of
you
music.
could. I mean,
music,
it's true.
Yeah.
It happens. You know,
Yeah,
people
it
have
does.
done stranger things. There's a version of, if you've heard of doo wop. Well, there's doom wop. Have you heard of doom wop?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because it's like dark doo wop.
Oh, wow.
It's like darker styled music, darker lyrics, things like that. Yeah, it's very interesting. So you can create. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be really cool to create something totally new.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel like you'd find an audience. I do
It seems
feel
like
there's
an audience for just about
Yeah,
everything these
I do
days.
too.
Yeah, it's just a matter of trying to get out there
Yeah.
and find them. You know, whenever I say jazz, it's like, well, it's interesting. I did for the last 6 months. I was doing live streaming on an app, though one of the apps that's more for like conversation called Pacocha out of Japan. It was a newer one. It was a newer one because they were hiring people on who were singers and performers to come on and just talk with people. But I realized more than anything, people mainly just want to talk to you more than like listening to you sing. And jazz scared people.
Oh, really?
It was mainly if you were like, some people liked it, but overall I found that it was a lot skewed to the younger population. Nothing wrong with that, but the younger population and more people into, I would always ask what type of music they like. Hip hop and rap pretty much was like or pop, which it's funny because me trying to sing some pop songs, it's just, I don't know whether it's my voice doesn't really go. Me trying to sing Taylor Swift is pretty entertaining, but not in like a good way. I don't know. It just sounds funny for some reason. I just have too much of that jazzy husky voice, I guess.
Yeah.
But I did that for the last 6 months, and I feel like I got a few people kind of interested, but definitely it's, I don't know, the finding of the audience. that was not where my audience is.
Right.
It's always interesting to try anything, though. You never know.
Yeah.
So are you doing that in your living room ish?
Yeah, it was just my computer room. I had a purple sequin curtain behind me. And that was like, that was
that's
it.
all you need.
Exactly, right? You get sequin, you get a little glitter, and that's all you need. But so I did that for the last 6 months, and I finally decided it's just like, this isn't really working out the way I'd hoped to. But they're coming up every day. It seems like there's a different app or some. I mean, how many of those live streaming apps are there out there now, or things that are like TikTok, like the short video platforms?
Yeah,
I haven't ventured. I don't know how much you guys venture onto Tiktok or at all.
No,
posts.
We're on there, but we didn't do much.
I've done like one post.
We're like, holy crap! This plus Instagram plus
I know
Facebook,
it's a lot. Like, how do these people? It's a full-time job.
Yeah, I actually have to make money.
I know.
I don't have time to do this.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like some people, I guess, can. I honestly know
it takes
why
me
people,
time.
Yeah, it does to actually make some. Because I don't think you can just throw anything. Like, I think before when it was newer, maybe you could just do something really simple. But I think now people are expecting more like YouTube. They expect that production value.
Yeah.
Like they expect it to be a full-on production, which costs money and put stuff up there. Which, so, it's just interesting to me the way there's just so many of these.
So much.
So many social everything. It's overload kind of.
There's so much. Yeah, it's insane.
It can be, so.
We're always like, you get the stories up. Did you do the post?
I know.
Yeah, this and that. Yeah, I'm like, did you finish that podcast? podcast.
I know,
To
right?
extract the audio and all kinds of stuff. It's
Did you go to
ridiculous.
work?
I know.
How's the
Wait a
dog?
minute.
Yeah.
I know.
Right, have you showered today?
I know.
No.
Yeah.
We can skip the shower.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's put makeup on
I
over
know,
this.
yeah, just layered
Yeah.
on
Yes.
over.
No,
It's
it's
makeup,
crazy.
right? I know.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
So
yeah.
is there a future album planned for Ula
Yes.
Vamp and the
Oh,
Scamps?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Actually, there's
cool,
been future albums. That was like one of the first things I kind of started with was planning an album called Everybody's a Showgirl, which is one of the songs off it's the title track,
Mhm.
which is a little more of a serious song, actually slower, serious song about people, just how everybody kind of puts on an act in their life.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Yeah.
So along with that, I'm wanting to do a whole album of the original songs, which are all mainly jazz styled songs on there. But it's just taking once again the time and money.
Yeah.
I was still debating on whether I wanted the whole band because I could have just used the backing tracks that my friend had created originally, but I really want a fuller sound. I'm holding out for a little more
Yeah.
the big band,
Mhm.
the dream of making it sound a little more like a big band.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
Awesome.
still
With some
hoping.
brass.
Yes, I know. It'd be so
Oh.
amazing. I would love that. but-
Trombone, trumpets. That'd
Yeah,
be amazing.
play trombone.
You wouldn't like what
I-
I can go.
I heard about you. You could just do it at like the,
Yeah.
the end, and that would be. You could do that for one of my acts too. Which would be
Yep.
great.
Burp.
I'd be like,
I can
yeah,
still do that.
Yeah.
That's about
Yeah.
it.
I would love that, but
Don't ask for high notes.
okay, no
Yeah.
worries. Yeah, so I still do plan on. I don't have a date on that yet, but still working on. Also, one of my next things is I really want to like film some actual music videos. Get like an actual
that'd
music
be
video, like
cool.
one of
Yeah.
my songs, "The Charming Cougar of Mulberry Lane." Which is all about the wildlife, all about
Yeah.
any nature lovers out there. No, Rawr, cougars, we're
Do you
joking
know-
the Meridian cougar. We were gonna
Oh,
joking
nice.
that we were gonna change it to the Meridian cougar.
Meridian.
Yeah, because there's probably more cougars there. I'm imagining. I don't know. Maybe
Probably.
boys.
It's
I don't know.
impossible.
knows?
I'm
Yeah.
just guessing.
Yeah, I
Do
don't
you
know.
know DJ Jetlag Media? I mean, just for photos. I don't know if he does
No,
live
I don't.
stuff.
yeah,
but
I don't.
he's an awesome.
Yeah, I
he
don't know
did
if
all
he does
really.
these.
video.
Oh, he did.
photog-
Oh,
yeah,
He's
photos.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
he's
Those
really
are
good.
really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'll have to get that contact from you though for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's still slowly but surely I'm going to work towards that goal. I might eventually do kind of a crowdfunding thing to try to get some
Oh,
money
yeah.
together for that. Because my sister's done some for her, like movies, and it's worked out pretty well.
Oh,
for her.
nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So hopefully, one way or another, I'm
Heck
getting. I might
yeah.
just release. I
Yeah.
have one single out right now on like Spotify or streaming platforms. It is my Christmas
okay.
song. It's the Christmas song. So nobody
Okay.
probably wants to hear about it now, but mistletoe marks the spot. If you look up Ula Vamps on Spotify. Oddly enough, I still have some of the electronic music under my name. I didn't know exactly how to change that. I didn't want
Oh,
to take it
yeah.
off because I thought someone might be interested just to see that
Yeah.
what I'd done in
Yeah.
the past, even though it's not what I'm doing now. So
Mhm.
that's right now. That's all I have up on Spotify that's been actually released. But working on it.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I'll have to check that out. Okay, so before we get out of here, tell us again about your show on
Yes.
April 1st.
Yes, on April 1st, right here at the Lounge at the End of the Universe, my band, Ula Vamps and her Midnight Scamps. We're going to be doing an upbeat show here at 9 o'clock, after party, getting the after party on after the comedy. So
Woo!
come for the comedy and then stay for the comedy songs and the bawdiness and the naughtiness and the silliness, everything that the sparkle, all of the Ula Vamps.
Awesome.
Yes.
We also have coming up, I'm also going to be doing for live band burlesque with Muff Jones, who does a lot of the
Okay.
burlesque around here. We're going to be doing at the Visual Arts Collective April 22nd and April 23rd. My band is going to be doing the live, providing the vocals and the live
Oh, awesome.
band for the burlesque shows on those dates as well.
Cool.
Oh,
Super
awesome.
excited for that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for being here
Yes,
today.
thank you.
Uh,
Thank you for
go
meeting us
to
in
her
Boise.
show on April
We all live in
1st.
Nampa.
I know. We got to We got to figure this out a little better because this has happened twice.
Yes, twice.
So, yeah.
Like just ask
do we all
everyone,
drive?
do you live in Nancy?
Yeah, what's your address?
I'm just gonna.
We're not coming over, but
Thank you so
Yes,
much. I
thank
hope
you
your
so
show
much.
is
Yay,
amazing.
thank you. I
Yes,
really
thank you.
appreciate that. Thanks for having me. And
oh, no
it was
problem.
fun. Yeah.
All right, I'm signing out.
I'm signing off.
I'm Chris Adams.
I'm Wendy Mosier. # Get Toasted.
Stay toasted, and thank you so much, Ula Vamps, for being
Thank
here
you.
today.
Thank